Election day here in Texas. This is not the general election. Today is the primary runoff. That happens when no candidate gets enough votes to win their party's primary outright.
Okay, so now the top two candidates in each runoff are facing off, and the winners will then go on to represent their parties on the big November ballot here in Harris County. That includes some big local races from Congressional District 18 to the Harris County Judge.
KHOU 11's Jalissa Garza joins us live from the West Gray polling location this morning. All right, Jalissa, bring this closer to home for us.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, the local races are a big part of why today matters, because we're talking about who represents parts of Houston in Congress, and we're also talking about who moves forward in the race to lead Harris County. Now, runoffs typically do not get the same attention as a general election does, but they're very important because what voters decide today will help set up what November looks like. Now, take a look at your screen. I want to talk more about some of those big races. Now, one of the big local races we're watching is Congressional District 18. That's the runoff between Christian Menifee and Al Green. This race comes after redistricting put two well-known Democrats in the same district, meaning voters can only send one of them back to D.C. And for some voters, this has been a lot to keep up with. This is part of the first congressional election cycle using the redrawn District 18 lines, after voters in and around that seat have already been asked to come back to the polls multiple times since November. Another big local race is Harris County Judge. This is an open race because Lena Hidalgo is not seeking re-election. On the Democratic side, former Houston Mayor Anise Parker is facing former Houston City Council member Letitia Plummer. On the Republican side, former Houston City Council member and former Harris County Treasurer, that's Orlando Sanchez, is facing Warren Howe. The winners move on to November in the race to lead Harris County. And really, that's what makes today so important. The parties are not just picking who wins this runoff, they're picking who they believe can win in November. That's true for the local races and the big state races. Now, if you are planning to vote today, a reminder, the polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and you do need a valid ID to vote. Now, coming up during our extended morning newscast on the KHOU 11 app, we're going to take a deeper dive into what's at stake politically. So Jacob and Alona, I'll see you over there. We have a lot to get through this morning.
We sure do, and there are some high stakes. So we'll see you for that in just a little while. Jalissa, thank you.
A little reminder for everyone, we've got continuing coverage all night long as the results come in. You can stream us live with the KHOU 11 app across any device starting at 6:30 p.m. And we've got you covered, everything you need to know if you plan to vote today, from the sample ballots to finding the polling location you need. Text the word VOTE to 713-526-1111. We will text you back a link to the KHOU 11 voter guide.
President Trump